Okay, go.
Dogs. Have you guys ever wondered what kind of dog you want for the very first time? Trust me, I've been in that boat. I've wanted to have a dog in my life for a very long time, and I just didn't really know what kind of breed I should have picked. There's so many options. But then that's when I decided that I feel like a Labrador Retriever is definitely the best pick for you if you want to have a dog for the very first time. There are many different reasons why. It's not just because he just looks really cute and he's a really cute baby. It's not just that. It's not that he looks like a cute little angel. There's also a whole bunch of bonuses with him as well. There are many pros, not just looks, that makes you really want to have a Labrador in your life. But there's also sadly a couple of cons as well with having a lab. But I say overall, I never once thought that this was a bad choice. I think that this was still the most perfect choice for me to ever make. The first pro I like to say is that he is a very loving dog. He just loves love. And I'm not trying to be over dramatic or anything, because in all honesty, he just loves to just cuddle by you. And there's never one point where he doesn't just want to be right next to you. He wants all the rubs. He just loves getting rubbed and loves to just lay on top of you. He is just a big cuddle monster. And that's all we can ever ask for in a dog. It's very sweet. Plus, he's really smart too. Like, it was only 1 or 2 months, and he already knows he was already being potty trained. It was crazy. I was like, really? Out of like, I thought that would be a bit of a nightmare teaching a dog how to be potty trained, but he's just so smart that it worked out perfectly. It makes me wonder then, whenever he does something bad, it's like, are you really doing this on purpose? Or it's like, because you're a pretty smart dog, I think you're doing this on purpose. But then, the last pro is that he is overall a very sweet boy. Like, sure, he can get a little too happy when he sees a new human or a new dog. He'll love to jump on them. But I'd say it's nothing. I feel like it's just so small because it's like he's just a really sweet boy. Like, whenever I come home from work, I just get so happy whenever I see his little butt wiggle and his tail will go back and forth because he's just so happy to see that you've come home, and it's just a really sweet experience. While now there's really great pros having this dog, there are some cons out to say that makes you might have to watch out when you do get a lab. The first one is definitely the food problem with labs. Labs are literally like labs are just dog versions of pigs. They are just little tiny piggies, and they will eat non-stop. They will not stop eating. And if you give them all their food, they will not stop eating. It's literally kind of crazy. They are just bottomless pits. It's so bad whenever you leave him outside because you're always wondering, because whenever he comes back and whenever you look at him outside, he's always constantly just eating grass and whatever he sees out there. It's pretty bad. That's why if you do want to get a lab, I recommend being careful with how well you are money, because it'll cost you a lot of money to get enough food for a Labrador. And plus, man, another problem is his smell. His farts are really bad. I've lived with around 5+ dogs now, and I gotta say that his farts are hands down the worst farts I've ever experienced in my entire life. They are really bad. It's gotten so bad. It gets so bad to a point where whenever he farts, it'll fill up the whole room with his gas, and it's not possible for it to even sleep. It is really horrible. Which also comes at a cost because he likes to cuddle with you, but then now we got worried about whenever he farts. It's just a whole thing. It was so bad, we're gonna even get medicine for him just to make sure that if his stomach was actually okay. It was that bad. So that's why it all depends on what kind of food you give him, because his food could be pretty pricey. But if you give him the correct food, his stomach will be fine, and you won't have to deal with his horrible, god awful farts. Believe me, they're not good. They're really bad. And then finally, it's really sad, but he does have some big separation and anxiety. It gets pretty bad. And I like how I said previously how he literally loves love. It also comes out as a downgrade too, because he can be overly attached to the family. It gets so bad to whenever even me or my girlfriend even goes to the restroom or leaves the house for a second, he'll start freaking out. It's really sad. It's like, wow, I really do feel bad for him because he is overall he really loves all the attention and love, but then it also leads to him freaking out. But I gotta say, overall, there's never a boring day with this dog. Never once have I ever had a boring day with him. He is just the life of the party. Like, just look at his blanket. This is like his favorite thing ever, and he just loves to constantly, like, two things: hump it and then prance with it. It may just be like a boy dog thing, but whenever he does hump it, it is really funny. Good thing he is neutered, or so it would be not that funny. But he loves to put things in his mouth and prance around everywhere with it. He's just the life of the party, and it's really, really sweet. In conclusion, I'll just say this: I never once regretted my choice in getting a lab, and I recommend if you want a dog for the first time, I'd always say 10 out of 10. A Labrador is the first pick for you. That is my mom's opinion, because there's never once been a bad day with him. Thank you.